Catherine Clifford from our culture team is here. Hi, Cathy. Well, start by telling us more about the winner.
So this was a bit of a surprise this year. Everyone was expecting a different book to win, but Nicolas Mathieu's and their children after them is a really, really interesting read. It's a coming of age tale set within 1990s, the industrial decline in the east of France, a lack of opportunities, this scene with fairgrounds, alcoholism, drug abuse. It takes place over 4 summers, and you have this real energy of adolescence, falling in love for the first time, which propels it. It's the story of Anthony. He steals a canoe with his cousin and to try to get to a nudist beach on the other side of the lake. And this is a sort of
as
pivotal,
you do when you're a teenage
boy. Pivotal moment, and that voice of a teenage boy is captured so well. And it's not maybe the kind of language you would expect to see in a Goncourt winner's book. It's very modern. It's really the way that young people in France speak, the slang, the turn of phrase. So that for me flowed very, very, very well.
Well, you've been reading your way through the Goncourt shortlist. I know you said the winner was a bit of a surprise, but do you agree with this year's choice?
So for me, the winner was the one that I took the most pleasure in reading. It was the one that was easiest to read. But I did find that David Diop's soul brother, Frère d'âme, was, I think, probably for me the strongest of the 4. It's just such difficult reading, though. It's from the point of view of a Senegalese tirailleur in the First World War, fighting in the trenches, and within the first pages even, we have a dying man trying to scoop his innards back into his stomach. It's
pretty graphic stuff.
Graphic stuff, and but at the same time, it's beautifully written. There are all these kind of repetitive refrains that come back, and it's almost like a sort of sing-song ballad, which really contrasts with the horrific nature of the subject.
Okay, well, Cathy, can you tell us more about France's Goncourt Prize itself? It's pretty prestigious.
Yes, this is France's, really like the climax of France's literary season. It's awarded every November since, it's created in 1903, awarded every November since 1914 at the historic Drouin restaurant in central Paris by the very exclusive Goncourt Academy. There are 10 members, and they meet once a month in their very own special room in that gastronomic restaurant. They even have their own engraved cutlery.
Oh, wow.
And they discuss the best, quote, the best and most imaginative prose work of the year in 3 rounds of voting. Notable winners, as you said there, I think Proust, Simone de Beauvoir, Marguerite Duras, also Laila Slimani. More recently, she has been a huge success in the Anglophone literature world. And the prize itself is just around €10, so it wouldn't even buy you a coffee in that restaurant. But
it's symbolic.
It's very symbolic, and also it's really a ticket to instant jackpot in book sales.
Okay, well, the Goncourt has faced criticism, though, in terms of gender equality.
Exactly. The names I just mentioned, which have resonated on a more international level, are women. But when you look at things as a whole, the award has only been awarded 12 times in its entire history to a woman, and that works out.
Oh, well, and that goes back to 1903.
Exactly.
Wow, okay, so that's really not
103
many.
times to a man. That's around 90% of cases. And when you look at at prizes like the Booker and the Pulitzer, they are more around the 65% mark. So really a lot of catching up to do there. Also, today, the shortlist was entirely male. Four male authors made it onto that final shortlist. And today's jury is made up of 7 men and just 3 women. We chatted to the president of the jury to see what he had to say on that topic, and we'll hopefully bring that to you a little bit later. Also, the Femina Prize was formed back at the time when the Goncourt was prized. It was formed, but a century later, still really a long way to go for the Goncourt in terms of gender parity.
Hopefully, we'll get there one day. Cathy, thank you very much for that. Catherine Clifford there from our culture team.